Just gonna draw a circle quick to do mic tests and whatnot. Yeah. Okay, latency is good. Okay, so based on the minimal testing I've just done on my phone, the stream is working. And if I know anything, and I don't, that's probably because I am using a LAN cord today. That's right. I have obtained the. You know, it sounded a lot cooler in my head, but I've got a LAN cord now. You know, that's a plus, right? That means that my stream should be horribly laggy anymore. Maybe still laggy. Can't guarantee anything. This is my house we're dealing with. But yeah, maybe it won't be the worst thing ever. That would be a plus for sure. If it might. So let's see. Yep, just gonna lock my screen really quick. I don't know why I'm not really the best at drawing without rotating. Like, I rotate like my entire iPad rather than my screen. Like, I'm not one for this. I'm more one for, you can't see it, but I am rotating my iPad right now. So yeah, what am I gonna draw? I really should start coming into these with a plan. What would be fun to draw? Yeah, I'm just gonna start drawing something. Yeah. I have not been drawing a lot lately, and that is entirely to my own fault, because I have not really been making myself draw lately, and it's not like I'm forcing myself to draw, you know, but like, it's kind of like I want to draw, but I don't really do it, you know? Incredible explanation, I know, I'm completely aware. So, thank you for that. Yeah, today is different from last stream, because unlike last stream, I just don't have any viewers today. Which is fine, you know? Gotta start somewhere. And if somewhere just happens to be the literal worst position you could be in, you know, that's fine. What are you gonna do? I could, you know, share my streams with my friends and whatnot. But I mean, come on. See what I'm drawing? Cringe. Drawing anime? OMG. How could you? Betrayed our trust. You're a weeb. Oh no. As if. Still though. Get my point. Huh. You know, if I were a good streamer, I would know what I was gonna talk about on stream, maybe, or what I was gonna draw. But those are things that people who plan would have. And let me tell you this: I am not someone who plans, unless it's like really important. And sorry to say, but you, the zero of you out there, you're not all that important to me. Now, if there were one of you, oh boy, that might be something of importance. There is one watching. Oh, it's me, right? Not me checking my stream to try to remember who's watching and realizing it's me. I don't know why this style, or at least like the face composition I've got going on, it reminds me of that like one robot girl show. You know the one I'm talking about, like Nickelodeon. It's like that one with like she's like a bunny robot, like teenage robot girl type looking show. I don't remember what it's about. I've never seen it, actually. I've only seen that one clip that people post on the internet all the time. Like the, you wouldn't want to eat me, that one. I don't know, it's funny. Could share this with some of my friends on that, one app I use. That sounds weirder than it should be. It's just a drawing app, but maybe I should talk louder. Yeah, maybe I'm really doing great with this one eyelash here, aren't I? Yeah, I don't know. I feel like if I were to be a good streamer, right, realistically, I would need someone to. I feel like I couldn't really stream alone. Does that work? Can I? Could I? Am I capable of such a thing? I'm doing it, obviously, but I wonder. Ugh, why was that so bad? I mean, it looks fine, but it felt really bad drawing it. Usually that's easier. You can tell I'm out of practice when I can't even draw my own stylistic eyelashes. Oh, whoops. Whoops. Oh no, you saw my art summary Google search. Oh no, what am I gonna do? I'm just like every other artist, aren't I? No. No, my uniqueness. Where's it gone? Oh no. Ah. I always get to like this stage in the drawing where I have a face and then I don't know what to do because that's really all that I know how to draw realistically. I mean, come on, let's be honest here. Well, what can I do with the hair? I've been thinking lately. I could start drawing my own characters on stream. I mean, they're there. Yeah, might as well. The only thing I worry about is like, because like I wonder if I should, um, connect my streams to like that app I mentioned a minute ago. If I should like mention that to anyone on there. I mean, I'm sure they'd all be very nice about it, but it's like my voice, and like how I act. It's different from how I would be otherwise, I guess. Like, I swear I don't sound this. I feel like I usually know more what to talk about, but that's, I guess, when you actually have someone to talk to instead of just talking into some void. Regardless, like when if I'm talking to someone on, say, like a drawing app, I kind of come off as a lot more energetic, I guess? I don't know. Not that I don't have any energy, but like, I don't know, I don't think it sounds like I have a lot of energy, at least, you know? That looks weird. I'll come back to that. That's weird. Never really put that curl there before. It's fine, you can have a wonky drawing once in a while. I feel like this is right, because that's gotta go like in front there. Yeah. Ugh. Maybe if I draw the bottom first? No, it still looks wrong. It's better, but does that work? No. This looks so goofy. Nope, that's not an eraser. Thought I clicked on the eraser, but you know, whatever. Really got to think of like stream topics and things beforehand, because I'm sure you guys just don't want to listen to me here blathering about whatever I so choose. Maybe I could just come up with something off the top of my head, right? Like, what's something interesting? Goats. Yeah, goats. Goats, the most interesting thing on the face of the planet. Well, I guess I can start here. Like, as for my streams, I'm probably gonna continue here on out doing drawing streams. I don't know how often, because I do have business to take care of, i.e., piles of homework that aren't actually that difficult, become difficult because I wait too long to do them, etc. I'm sure you all know how that is, or some of you know how that is. Some of you might be responsible. Ugh, gross. Not me. You won't catch me being responsible. Maybe it's more like... Yeah, that looks about right. Okay. Well, assuming I've got my internet problem fixed, it seems like it's working better at least. I think next in line is my, I was gonna say, like, what was I gonna say? Oh yeah, my awful mic. But then, like, for some reason, my brain switched over to my awful art. It's not bad. I don't think it's bad. I don't think it's like the best thing ever. I'm pretty aware of my drawing skills and how they're like mid. But yo, what you looking at though? Does that right eye look too big? Maybe it's just the pupil. The iris? No, those are two different things. Definitely the pupil. Let's try that. Is that better? I never know where to put the pupils on these dang things. That one is fine. This one I gotta redraw. Let's see, she's like looking this way, yeah? So, pupil here? Too big, but yeah, pupil here. That's too tilted, because the other one's like straight up and down. Right? Is that good? It's not good, is it? I always do this. I spend too long on like one particular part of the drawing that I don't feel has come out quite right. And then I do that just for a very long time. You know, that's fine. We're just gonna leave it. Right? Isn't her face like too round over here? Maybe I should like... Yeah, that's better, right? So... Ooh, that is somehow made it worse. It's like it needs to go up, and then go that direction. You know, like this. Oh, it's better, but it's not right. The eyelashes aren't part of the face, right? Usually those stick off a bit, so. There we go. Yeah, that looks better, right? Get all these bits and pieces cleaned up a bit. I never know what to do with the eyelashes and the hair like that. Like, I guess this would look better, right? If I just draw stylistic eyelashes, remove stylistic eyelashes, doesn't elaborate. So, for those of you watching, which is only me, but for those of you watching in the future, is there any particular drawing topic, or I mean not drawing topic, yes, is there anything in particular you'd like to see drawn? But anything on the stream, like is there anything you'd like else to see me stream? I am probably going to do some gaming streams, if I can figure out how capture cards work, which surely it's not that hard, I mean everyone uses them, right? Someone that I know says that they have one, so they'll let me use that, I think. Maybe. Boy, her hair looks so different than it usually does. Sorry for continually switching topics this whole time, but, yeah, I haven't really explained, this is my character, this is one of my OCs, if you will, call her, Mika, spelled like this, rather than this, or this, I don't know why you would spell it that third way, but you get the point. Yeah, I'll just leave that up, whatever. So, Duolingo, giving me those beautiful notifications, threatening me for my life and whatnot. Okay. If I were a neck, where would I be? Here? That seems reasonable. If I were a collar, where would I be? Not there, oof. Maybe I should just draw her shoulders and then draw the collar. I feel like, right, like one of them would be a bit up. No? Yeah, that looks right. We'll blend that later, but it's something like that. Shoulder dip. Ew. Shoulder dip. It doesn't look good. You cringe. It's less of a shoulder dip. We'll fix it later. Man, if I were a collar, maybe I just join it here, you know, where necklines end, basically. Ooh, looks wrong. I haven't drawn in so long. It's a little bit unnatural for me right now. Because of how long it's been. Oof. I'm trying to think of a good position. How would someone sit with me? I'm assuming she's sitting, right? So I guess she's maybe leaning on that one arm. But it looks kind of like guess she's leaning on one arm and kind of like holding herself up with the other one, right? Like, something like, like goofy doll, like something, like that. And then like she's sitting, something. Ugh. I mean, just awful anatomy, but you get my point. That's probably how she would look. Maybe. Oh, oh, what should I draw her in? So I do think I'm gonna go with like the leaning on her elbow type deal. Like maybe she's at like a table. Yeah, a table could work. Like table here. Let me just make a new layer for this again. Magma has this funny little feature where if you kind of if you like do too many strokes, it won't let you erase type of thing. I mean, it won't let you go that far back in your strokes. The undo. That's what I mean. Yeah. So like maybe she's like waving, holding something. And the other arm's kind of like it would be more like behind her back, you know. I know I'm not showing it very well, but like it would kind of go like that, you know, backwards. I don't know. Is that too thin? I feel like that looks goofy. Yeah. Cause like, I mean, just like maybe her arms are too. Hmm. Let me try making this bigger, and then I'll try the arms. If that's not the answer, right? Seems like the reasonable thing to do. Is that right? Does it look good? It's better, but does it look right? Hmm. Well, it's sketch layer for a reason, so I'll keep sketching. Right. She's got that there, and kind of really trying to figure out this anatomy. Ugh. I'm so lost. Maybe like that? Does that seem better? Yeah, that looks right-ish, right? And then for the arm, it's gonna be more like this softer bend on the table rather than that hard one. Up like that. Something like that. I don't know, I'm not good at drawing hands. Is anyone? Hey, shout out to anyone in chat. I mean, shout out to anyone who watches this later, who decides to be in chat. Shout out to anyone in the comments who can draw hands. There we go. That's a good way to say that. Yeah, all you homies who can draw hands, mad respect. Couldn't be me. I cannot draw hands for the life of me. Now, do I want to cut her dress there or later, right? Because I mean, I'm not gonna try legs. I'm so not gonna try legs. Cut the dress there or nah, make it longer. Have some like nice frill type thing going on down here, you know? Yeah, yeah, this is nice. This is lovely. I'm so good. I don't actually know how these usually. They kind of like. How's that works? Just kind of just go under, or yeah, that's about right. Probably, right? I'm not gonna worry about it. I'm just gonna see how it looks. Maybe if I like add like, yeah, that's nice, right? No, 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 that's awful. Okay, this over here is something that's fundamentally wrong. Also, this particular line just does not either. So then these obviously are all facing the wrong way. For one, I can tell you that much. Gosh, all the artists watching this are like molding, drawing everything out of order. Now I gotta draw something so simple as a skirt. Whatever. I'm the artist now. Fight me, or bite me, or whatever the phrase is. Do something. Like, I get the idea of what this is supposed to look like. I think. I assume I get the idea. But then I don't know how to, like, make that, you know? Like, normally that wouldn't go up there, right? Like, isn't that wrong? Maybe it's something more like that. Just kind of. Because, like, she's sitting on it, right? Or. I guess it depends where the chair starts. Chair stops, but I guess based on where I've drawn it, it would be right about there, right? Well, now the upper body looks wrong. I don't get it. How? What? Huh? That just didn't feel right. Oh, that's what's wrong. Hmm. Somehow I feel like it's not gonna get much better than this. I don't really know what I'm doing here. I didn't realize just how out of practice I was. Oh my gosh. I've really gotta start drawing again. I'm getting really bad. Not that I was ever that great, but this is just not good. Like, I don't... Mm. Oh, I get so many critiques for my own drawings. I could list them all day, but I don't want to bug you guys. Who am I kidding? No one's watching. First of all, I mean, the sketching just looks bad, but like, even the anatomy on the sketching is wrong. Least I could do is make the sketch look awful and then draw over it and have it look good because the anatomy was right. That's not going to happen because the anatomy's not right. Right? I mean, look at that. Look at that hand. Is she waving towards you? I don't think so. I think she's about to palm herself in the head. Also, my posing is just so bad. I have one face angle. And I don't really know what to do with the body half the time, so... I knew I was forgetting something there. Like, I'm like, this table. What's wrong with this table? It doesn't have legs. That's what's wrong with this table. Right. Another... I keep forgetting parts of my character, and I don't like that, because this is the character I know best, believe it or not. So, if I'm forgetting this character, that's not a good sign. That means I'm forgetting the only character I know of mine. Whoops. It's like getting better, I think. It's a little better. No, I can't highlight the whole elbow, just this forearm part of the elbow. So, right? Like it needs to be more upwards if she's waving, I think. Don't take my word for it. Draw it yourself and see if it looks better. Probably will be. I'm not that good. Let's see. So if you're waving, your thumb is inwards if you're waving. I've just drawn a really bad thumb, or more like a really bad pinky. The thumb isn't the worst thing ever. Okay, so I'm gonna try to erase this in as few parts as possible, because that might be the best hand I'm getting today. So, okay, thumb facing very far inwards, right? It's not a thumb. Let's just start with the easy part of the hand. The fingers. Ooh, let's start with the easy part. Proceeds to draw the worst thing you've ever seen. Well, like, it's kind of like a casual hello, you know, it looks fine. There, I just need to make it bigger now, right? Or wider, maybe. I'll try both. Let's see. V1, wider, oof. V2, bigger, oof. V3, turning it slightly. V3 looking promising. Just saying. This works, yeah. There. Try that. I'm just not gonna worry about how bad that looks. Also, this is too small. Just gotta extend that the slightest little bit. Okay. Surely this is something. Uh, hmm. I mean, obviously, there's too many marks over here. Gotta make that one solid-ish looking line, you know? Um, and then this whole mess over here isn't quite right. Um, oh, I see. I see the arms positioned wrong. It'd be something like this, yeah? Like, you know? Kind of holding on to the edge of the chair type of deal. That makes sense, I think. But then her arm's not really behind her anymore, is it? So I kind of got to change that angle. Also, the top of the arm kind of looks weird. So I'm just going to redraw that. Actually, the whole arm looks kind of weird. But, you know, we don't talk about Bruno. So, banger song, by the way. Banger song from just an awful movie. I'm sorry, it was just not good. All you Encanto fans out there, I am sorry for not for offending you, for your poor judgment in movies. And like, don't get me wrong, it's not it's it's just a bad movie. Like, the plot was just not that good. It was really corny, overplayed. I don't really get why people liked it so much. There wasn't really anything good about it. Like, you could say, like, if you wanted to like talk about like those kind of movies from Disney, like Coco, that's a really good movie. I had to watch it like 5 times for Spanish class, but you know what? It's a good movie. I didn't mind it that much. Their songs are still bangers, but they actually have a like decent plot that makes sense and is heartfelt and emotional. I don't know what they were thinking with Encanto. It just wasn't good. And then I guess like another one kind of like that. I mean, it's Italian rather than Spanish, but Luca is another good movie. You know, they they kind of I don't know, man. I just like Luca. That was just a good movie. I can't really explain it. It was cute. Yeah. Man, I really don't know what I'm doing here. Oof. You know what? Let's just pretend it's not a problem. You know, let's just move on with our day, as if I didn't just draw the worst arm on the face of the planet Earth. I say as I continue to redraw the arm. Maybe it's the hand. Yeah, look at that thing. Yeesh. I wouldn't want to be that hand, or the person with that hand. That would hurt. Probably. I imagine it would. Oof. I wouldn't want to be any of the characters who have hands that I draw. Oh, oh, my poor viewers, I'm sorry. I must make you wait before I continue this awful drawing. Oh my gosh, she has 3 fingers. I have to just answer something. You know, I'm just gonna give this drawing a quick coloring and call it a day. Oh my gosh, I'm so out of practice. I'm not gonna call it a day for the stream. I'm just gonna call it a day for this drawing because right, I'm not on the bottom layer here. Paint tool? No paint tool. There's holes in the drawing. Gosh dang it. I've been wanting to play Rhythm Heaven lately, in case you happen to recognize that song. It's such a fun game. I've got the one on DS and I've got the one on Wii. They're both pretty great. Personally, a bigger fan of Megamix because it's Megamix. I can't really explain it. It's just got so many games in it, and it's got like the storyline with like Tibby or whatever the heck his name was. It's just so much fun. And it was the first one I played, so I'm kind of partial to it. Gosh, usually if my drawings Mika don't look so bad. I'm not used to drawing her this poorly. Whatever. What are you gonna do? I would like to take this quiet moment to apologize once more for my garbage background music. I know it's bad. I know it's not entertaining. I will fix it eventually. And I really do mean eventually. That is not a defined period of time. You are not going to get anything better than that from me. It could be a really long eventually, like when I promised my friend I would watch Fairy Tale, or it could be a very short eventually, because it all depends on when I feel like doing it. Just like streaming. I felt like streaming today. Guess what I'm doing? Streaming. Good guess. You guessed it. That's crazy. But yeah. Could happen anytime. If you want to like predict when it happens, if you're right, I will I don't know, I'll next drawing stream that I do after you get that right, I will draw your character or a character of your choice or something. I'll just draw what you ask. No guarantees it looks good though. I mean, you've seen this one. It's some interesting results. Oh yeah, classic brown table. All the homies love a brown table. Not wooden, just brown. I feel like color with the table, maybe this color, right? And like a little bit darker for the. Can you just not, please? Thank you. There. Let's just stick with that. That's fine, right? That's fine. I will have you know, I am no clothing designer, but any of the clothing that you see my characters wearing was designed by me. So it probably looks pretty bad. Yeah, just a heads up for those of you who are like using me as a fashion source, it's not gonna work. I don't have any fashion. I wear sweatpants and sweatshirts daily, in summer or in winter, and I look so uncool. I assume, at least. I don't think people who wear just sweats all the time are usually cool, right? Like, that's not the norm. So my guess is that I look uncool. I don't mind it. I'm just stating facts here. Just to be clear. Oh yeah. Hold on. I am getting a message from a friend. I should really stop prioritizing messages. I mean, 90% of them are probably not all that serious. You might notice I don't really refer to myself on stream at all. That's because I don't know what to call myself yet. And I don't mean like in like an existential way, like I don't really know who I am yet. I mean, I guess like if I were to say like what I'm meant to do, I don't know that, but like what I'm trying to say is I don't know what to call myself yet in terms of my channel, right? I Because I have two aliases as I see it right now, if you'll call them that. There's this one. I have the channel name currently as Neko Neo, right? And I it's like it is a cringy name for sure. But my other name, right? I won't mention it because the whole reason I'm having this debate in my head is because like I don't know if I want my art account to be associated with my streaming account, if you get what I mean. You know, like I don't know if I want those two to be associated. Because if the people from my art account come here and they're like, oh wow, you're such a loser or something, I don't know, like your voice sounds weird or you're, I don't know, old or something. I'm not old, by the way, like pretty young actually. But my point is, um, if someone comes and they like decide like, wow, you suck so bad, what the heck? I didn't think you sucked. As a person, obviously, not at drawing. I'm not saying I'm good at drawing. You get my point. I don't know why I keep bothering to elaborate with stuff like that. Um, if something like that happened, I worry, like, the world's colliding and well, type of thing, you know? Because then, like, that's kind of like a safe space for me. So I worry for that to get messed up somehow, is what it really comes down to. You can really tell the art quality is going downhill when the chair legs turn 2D. Or maybe you could just call that like a background effect, you know? Like they're just kind of not that important, so you just put less detail into them. I heard something about that at one point, right? From somewhere. So surely it makes sense in some context. Somewhere. Right? Excuse me. Maybe I should stick to... Maybe... I think I'm just gonna do a stream every day this week, probably. Don't hold me to it, because I, can't be held to things. I'm not very consistent. I'm gonna try to do a stream every day this week, or for the rest of this week, for the rest of this school week, because I'm off. So I have all of this time to, you know, draw or do whatever. Maybe, I don't know. Maybe I'm being stupid. I'm just still worried about telling people that, like, what my streaming thing is, because I don't know, maybe it'll seem boring or something. It's just embarrassing in a way, you know? Gosh, I hate to admit it, but I really do only know how to draw the face. Everything after that is just pure guesswork. Does the darkness go on the top or the bottom? I feel like it's the top, right? And like a lighter shade on the bottom, maybe? I'm no expert. This is just my guess. Trying out a different eyeball style right now. See how it goes. Well, it certainly looks cool. Just, yeah, save those for later. But, I don't think it's what I'm looking for. You know? Not really, at least. Also, is this dark enough for here? For the center? For the core? Not really, no. It should be closer to black. I don't want our eyes to look brown, though. I want them to look orange, like a dark orange. Yeah, that color works. That color's fine. Yeah, it's definitely cool, but it's not what I'm looking for. The question still lies then, how should I shade my eyes? Could shade them how I always shade them. That would be wacky and crazy, wouldn't it be? Yeah, let's just do that. Oof, too big, too big. Don't make the joke. Don't make the Michael Scott joke. You're better than this. Usually I don't use the eraser for that, do I? I just use a very light shade of whatever color. Oh no, I'm giving away my art secrets. Oh no, someone's gonna copy my awful, awful style. Oh, woe is me. Yeah, if you... Honestly, if you feel inspired by my art, I would... that would be, very... It would mean a lot. Is what I'm saying. I wouldn't be offended at all. I would be honored, you know, if someone were to be inspired by my art. A little confusing, because you've seen my art, but like, it would be nice. This shirt, it's just bugging me. I feel like I've done something wrong there. I'm just gonna... Normally I do put the collar, and normally it doesn't look so bad, but something about it just feels off this time. Couldn't really put my finger on what. I just don't like it. It just looks weird. I mean, how does this usually look? Also, did I really draw her that flat? I mean, she's flat, but not that flat. That just doesn't look proportional. Maybe, yeah, that's better. Oh, that's way. Don't you just hate it when you realize something is horribly off in your drawing about halfway through the coloring? It's not a problem I have often, but obviously, as you've just seen, it is certainly a problem that I have. You know, sometimes I think, like, wow, drawing streams, those probably aren't that interesting to a ton of people, but You know, I don't know if I'm really trying to appeal to a ton of people. I'm not really streaming because I want to be, like, I'm not looking for clout or anything like that. I'm just trying to have fun, basically. And if having fun means sucking at drawing and people watching that, I'm fine with that. Here's what I've got. Here's the drawing. Pretty, it's not the worst thing I've ever drawn. It turned out better than I thought it would, to be entirely honest. The colors look different on stream than they do on my iPad. They look... Let me see if I can just show you what they look like. If I were to show you what they look like, it's like if I put an extra layer, right? Brought that layer to the top. Sorry, I was trying to do it like IBIS Paint. I don't know why I don't use IBIS Paint for streams. I totally could, I just don't. But yeah, it's like if I did that, and then just, I don't know how to go about this, so I'll just... Right. It's like if I put like that little damper onto the drawing, right? That's kind of what it looks like to me. Cause like with that damper on it, the color is like, no, that's still not right, is it? Maybe if I turn the damper up a little bit. And I don't know if this is just a difference between the phone I'm using and the iPad I'm using and the laptop I'm using, but I feel like my phone and laptop are pretty consistent in what it's showing, and my iPad is just a little bit different so that it doesn't look quite right. I feel like what's on screen now is closer to what I'm seeing, but whatever. It's no big deal. So, what else to draw? What's something fun to draw? What's a character? Must hold back the urge to draw Wanibuchi Akari. All the homies love Akari from Blue Archive. Except, I mean, apparently there aren't very many homies, because, man, she does not get a lot of fan art. I don't know why people don't draw her so often. She's got a great design. And, like, her character is fun. I don't get it. And also, like, I know she's not, like, the best character in the game or anything, but she's a pretty good, like, DPS type. You know, like, she's strong. Probably shouldn't be talking about Blue Archive, of all things, on stream, because, like, great game, go play it, but, like, for those of you who don't play it, you're probably just wondering, what in the world is he talking about? Oh yeah, for comparison, right, that I've cropped it just so that can't be seen. Never mind. There's a profile picture up there that you can't see because I've cropped it out for the stream. But up there is my profile picture, and it's got my name and my other alias's name, and my this character Mika, right? It's got those two, right? The profile picture there, and then the profile name. And that's a better example of what she looks like, but whatever. I'm not gonna worry about it. You know what would be fun? Drawing a video game character. That's what I did last time, though. I just drew Momoi. Well, I just redrew Momoi. This time, let's not make it a redraw. Let's just make it a draw. You know who I like? You know who's the proper awesome character? You ever played Fire Emblem Three Houses? Sure you have. Sure you have. All the homies love Fire Emblem Three Houses, right? You know who's a great character from that game? Hold on, I swear I'm getting to it. To the punchline, if you will. Uh, uh. Okay, that took longer than expected to pull up. Okay, the character who I am talking about, um, I'll just start describing them, see if you can figure out who it is while I'm drawing. You see, obviously no one is going to see right now because the chat is not live, and by not live I mean it's live but no one's in it. So I guess it's a dead live chat. I guess that's how that would work. I don't know why, but I've never thought of doing an expression like that. So this character is very nervous. That's probably already a dead giveaway. They've got purple hair. I mean, honestly, with those two things, I could have already guessed it, but keep going. They are known for uh, holding up in their room basically the entire game, and pretty sure like eating sweets in there just to like avoid spending time with people. Just kind of the nervous wreck type character, you know. I don't know about like post time skip. There's a time skip for those of you who didn't know. Um, otherwise known as the beloved Bernie. The character who I've decided to draw is Bernadetta, in case you didn't already catch on to that, or haven't played Three Houses. In which case, that information doesn't even matter because you don't have any context anyways. Look her up. She's great. Everyone loves Bernadetta. I hope. If you don't love Bernadetta, you're just not cool. I mean, come on. How do you not love Bernie? Bernie's the best. I mean, not the best nickname ever, but like, Bernadetta is adorable. And if you have any other opinions, you are flat out incorrect. I don't know how to tell it to you otherwise. Oh, let's see. Fire Emblem uses a different style of eyelash. I'll just try to replicate that. They just use the simplified version of what everyone else uses. Scratch that, they do just use what everyone else uses. Everyone uses this style of eyelash for some reason. I don't know why. They just love this kind. I don't get it. It's pretty standard. Whoops. It's one way to tell you've used the wrong brush. I feel like that's too thick of an eyebrow, but you know, it's fine. It's fine. There we go. Good old Bernadetta. You can't tell it's her because I'm not that great at drawing, but it will look like Bernadetta. Yeah, I've got a very odd drawing order. I don't know if I've already gone over this, but I start with the face. I start with the chin specifically. Oof, that made that pixelated very fast. Yeah, but I start with the chin, and I kind of work my way up from there. I mean, not up. I mean, I do work my way up, yes, but, you know, I'm just gonna leave the eyes how they were, actually, because then at least it won't look totally awkward. Yeah, I start with the chin, and I kind of move from there to the face. Then I do the hair, like the bangs specifically, you know. Then I'll do like the back part of the head, you know. Then I'll do the neck. I won't finish the hair, by the way. The hair won't go like to this. I'll go to the neck, do the collar, do the shoulders. Might finish the hair at that point, but I probably come back to it later, right? After the shoulders, I'll try to do the arms, chest, etc. And I just work my way down. It's really weird. I've never seen anyone else draw like this. At least that I know of. But that's the whole point of I've never seen moron. Okay, so then what you got going on here? So like the distance between this and the top of her head, like her hair starts here and goes here. Are people's heads really that big? I guess so, huh? Okay, well anyways, that's besides the point. So she's got like this little thing, a little bit here. And then she's kind of got this other one coming out of it, which is noticeably reminiscent of my character now that I look at it. But no, I feel like I gotta start on this part rather than that part. Yeah, that's more like it. Kind of. Whatever. Then I think like that, yeah. Probably messing something up here. But whatever. It's fine. And like she's got this other bit. It's kind of the same as the other side, honestly. Let's see. So her hair kind of goes like this, yeah. So you kind of get like a little 1, 2, 3 thing with her hair. I mean, kind of like that, yeah. And then I guess she's got some of these going on over here, right? I hope I'm not copying this to like a T again. I mean, last time it was kind of intentional, but sometimes I like take the drawing too literally instead of just drawing it how I usually would. I'm very formulaic about my drawings, kind of. So I do tend to make that mistake sometimes, where it's like, I kind of draw it too much like the other person's. If you get what I mean. I don't know, it's always been something I have trouble with when I'm drawing someone else's character. Whether it be a character from a game, or a character from, like, someone else. I always kind of end up with that issue where, like, if I'm drawing it, I try not to redraw it too much like what the reference they gave me was. Or the reference I've given myself in this case. But I don't know, I always worry it's too similar. How many of those? 1, 2, 3? Okay. And then the third one is particularly far up there before it. Right? I mean, it's kind of, it's not that bad, but something like this. Oh, and then that kind of goes up to the top of her head, yeah? Okay. I think I'm getting the Bernadetta look down, kind of. And kind of like her hair sticking up here. Hair sticking up over here. Can't really see them till they're off screen, but let's just not worry about that. Why is it drawing so thick? What the heck? Oh, somehow it turned my pixels up to 100 something. That's nice. And then from there it kind of goes back down, yeah. And I might have the positioning a bit off, because I'm pretty sure these are supposed to not be so close to these other ones, but it's fine. No, it's not fine. Oof, jeez. Back to the art summary page. Lovely. It has to go further out, yeah? For it to look right, at least. Maybe I'll just get the head shape down this time and kind of work from there, you know? Okay, so I've established that she has, like, that thing. That's probably not there. That looks way better already. Just removing that portion of the chin. I always draw too much chin. I don't know why. And then this is too much, like, pointed that direction, if you get what I mean. There we go. That's better. Okay. What else? She's got, like, this little tuft of hair down here. Kind of a bigger one there. And then that leads into the rest. Okay. So then, kind of big, long tuft coming from there. Probably drawing it wrong, but it's fine. I'm not trying to copy the other piece. Just trying to take a ridiculous amount of inspiration from it. Or not really inspiration. I'm just trying to get the character right. I always worry if I like don't have the hair right, like with every little detail, and I'm sure no artist draws the hair exactly the same every time. But I do. I don't know why. Like, I feel like that's a really important part of the character. Having the hair look just like how it does in the character's art, you know? The character feels wrong if the hair feels wrong, I guess is what I'm saying. And for the hair to feel right, I feel like it needs to look like an exact duplicate. Or at least every strand needs to be in place, you know? And, like, that's obviously not realistic. Like, if you had a person, you never comb your hair the same way twice. Or, I mean, you probably comb it the same way every day, actually, but you don't... It's not gonna look exactly the same every day. You know? That's the beauty of a character. It is gonna look the same every day. Most of the time, at least. Another one. Another one. So corny. Oh, you're kidding me, man. Did I just not notice the warnings? Or... Okay. Sorry, I've gotta plug my iPad in. It, died. Fun times. Excuse me, jeez. Sorry, I don't know where those are coming from. Oof, this is gonna make the angle difficult. Whatever. It's not like it looked that great anyways. Probably gonna keep going until either Bernadette is done or until 4. Whichever comes first. Yeah, whatever. Get this hooked back up. Okay, there we go. Oop. Yep, there's my home screen. In case that gives you a better idea of what my character looks like. When they don't look terrible, I swear I can draw. I mean, I know this is like hecka pixely, but like, that's just me using a bad art program. Okay. Back to the drawing. You know, if I weren't using a reference, this would not look nearly as good. A reference which I was like taking a bit more than inspiration off of, to be entirely fair. I'm not copying it. Like, I never want to copy a piece, because that's obviously wrong, and it's not putting your own effort into it at all. Which is why it's so hard for me to use a reference. At least, like, I don't want to use a reference most of the time. Because, like, I feel like that makes me, like, copy the piece too much, you know? I don't want to copy the piece, but I feel like that's what I end up with if I do anything like that. Whatever. What are you gonna do? Okay, that's better. Neck too small detected. Neck too small detected. Maybe head too big detected. Maybe I need to move her hairline over a little bit. That's a circle. I don't like circles. We use this tool thing. Maybe we just need to rotate it a little. Send it in. I mean, I know that's like extremely blurry now, but does that make her hairline too? Nah, that's fine actually. Kind of like that. Better. Hmm. Okay, there we go. I knew that looked kind of empty. I looked at the source material and I'm like, oh, that's because it is kind of empty. There's nothing like that on the other side, is there? Yeah, there is. Of course there is. Should have known. Yeah, don't need to go too much more in depth than that. That's fine. Should maybe add a line here because that looks empty. Random lines. Gotta love the random lines. Also, maybe that raises too fast. Yeah, that's better. Oh, that's way better. I think. Just a personal opinion, but... Okay. What kind of pose would Bernadette even be in? I don't know. Let's just draw Bernadetta. She got like this neck scarf thing going on. Not a scarf, it's more of a hoodie, I guess. Yeah. I mean, not a hoodie, but like a hood, at least, you know. Yeah. Hoodie achieved. Breakdancing commencing. Okay. So from there, she's got like this kind of like collared, not collared, but like she's got like these weird circular arm things. They're cool. I don't know what to call them. I don't know clothing. That is definitely not my forte. Maybe I could do a clothing drawing stream just so I could get better at drawing clothing. That'd be fun. For you guys. I'd be torturing myself. I don't know how to draw clothing in the slightest. So this is like some weird chest plate looking thing, which I guess makes sense. It was kind of a war tactics type game. You know. Maybe it's not quite a chest plate thing. No, that's just part of her shirt. I'm just being stupid. Yeah, she's got that. And that leads into this. And this is just its whole own piece thing. I feel like I have the bad habit of making arms, like, too wide, you know? There's no way it actually goes out that far, yeah. Even if it's clothes, the clothes probably don't go out that far. It's probably rounded off, though, at least. I don't know. And the other side is like... this would be in the front, so... Bernadette is not, like, completely flat, right? I don't think, at least. Doesn't look like she is, I don't know. This thing in the middle isn't aligned at all, is it? Maybe it's her other thing that's not aligned. Something's not aligned. Because realistically, this should have ended here. Or extended to here. Maybe if I, like, bring it up a bit, it would look more natural. I feel like her chest is just out too far. So I'm just gonna take this. No, I'm gonna take this. I'm just gonna move that until my heart is content. Or until my heart's content is usually the phrase. Yeah. That looks better, but not... Do you mind? There we go. Still not what I'm looking for, but better. That makes this look a bit awkward now, though. Actually, no, that goes like over here, so shouldn't it? Yeah. And this thing isn't even like a proper way to like tell what she looks like, because there's another piece under this as well. You know? It's like one of these. And then like that leads into a dress, you know? Like, or not a dress, but like a skirt type thing. Which, that looks ridiculous for anatomy, but it's actually just, you know, like this, you know? Like the dress comes down here, and the skirt type thing comes down here, and then like, oh wow, it's just her legs and they're tiny, you know? Something like that. I've really gotta finish this game. I, kind of started it and never went back to it. I got to the time skip, saw Bernie's hair change, and then, like, never played it again. Really traumatizing hair change. I mean, you can't give her bangs like that. They were so... The hair change was so bad. Bernadette a pre-time skip, best design. Bernadette a post-time skip, ugh, don't even talk to me, man. So bad. I don't know what they were thinking with that. They're like I know what we'll do. We'll take a lovable character with a great personality and like hair that fits it, and then give her the worst makeover you've ever seen in your entire life. Like, gosh, like if you're playing that game for Bernadetta, once you get this cutscene for like the time skip, just stop playing. Just you don't need to play the game anymore. It's not fun anymore. If that's why you're playing. Because I will be honest, they just ruin it. Her design entirely. Her character is still fine, whatever. But it doesn't feel right anymore. It doesn't match the design. And also it's ugly. Like really ugly. Like you don't want to be that ugly, bro. Like you got mauled for that haircut. It's so bad. I can't really explain just how bad that haircut was. Maybe I could do like a behind the back type of look, you know? For like her arms, you know? Does that look unnatural? That looks fine actually. It looks not awful. I mean, maybe I should like make them a little bit thinner so it looks like it's actually going behind the back, but really that's fine. And I can just kind of do something similar on this side. Something just looked off with that arm. Yeah. Plus, this prevents me from having to draw hands. I mean, you guys have seen how my hands go. They're not good. You don't want to see more hands. There's something just off about how I've drawn this dress. I mean, obviously, no kidding, but I couldn't put my finger on what it is, but it's not right. Alright, it's a skirt, not a dress. Same difference. Just gonna accept how goofy that one looks. Because all the other ones look a lot better. I think. Is that better? Is it? It's better than before, at least, I think. I think this is like too poofed out though. That needs to like flow more naturally into the other part. Yeah, that's better. That one can stay. That one can't be poofed out. The other one just looked too much. Great. And I don't even go into this part. She's got like these things and like some weird design here going on. I honestly don't even know what's going on with this one. I couldn't imagine what this could possibly be for. Functionally, it's just a funny little cool design or something. Why does this part have to be so complicated? It's a lot less complicated if you draw it inversely, but it's also more complicated in the fact that you have to draw it inversely. So, it's kind of a pick your poison type of dress. Skirt. This isn't even part of her. Is it part of her skirt? I can't even tell anymore. I'm so confused. Like and subscribe for more confusion. This is like way bigger. These are triangles. Not, yeah. Let's just go back a bit actually. Before I had those. Of course. You see, that's what I'm talking about. You can't go back quite as far as you would think. So you gotta plan for it sometimes. Just get that out of there. Yeah, that was never there. Don't worry about it. Yeah, pretty well does just kind of do this weird pattern and then be on its merry way. I don't really know where that even connects or what that does, but I'm not going to worry about it. Then there's like this crest thing here. Like some little fan looking thing on the bottom of it. You know? And then more of these line things. Another crest. I mean, they just went ham with these designs. I don't know who thinks of this stuff. And like, surely these are based off of actual clothes somewhere. Like, someone has worn something akin to this. And for the people who designed that, you're insane. Insanely good at designing clothes. I could never reach that level. But you get my point. Okay. That's... I forgot her shoulder things. Shoulder things. They have the same shoulder things as they do elsewhere. So first there's this weird pattern thing. It's like interwoven one, which I'm going to simplify ridiculously by kind of just doing that. And then that leads into another one of those, but you can barely see it, so it's not a problem. And then I'm assuming there's one over here too, but you can't see it in the drawing. I'm using it as a reference. These are probably supposed to be conjoined rather than just kind of whatever I did. Yeah. And then let's get rid of this. So this is basically all one piece. One Piece. The One Piece. The One Piece is real. Something like this. It's like that same annoying inverse type pattern that she has down her like stomach area that they've used here. You know? It's very annoying. Cool, but annoying nonetheless. There. Now I don't think I'm missing anything. Except her legs. Am I really gonna bother with the legs? I think I am. That's the worst part. I think I actually am gonna bother with the legs after I fix this, because gosh, that was just very bad. There, that's less bad. There. Now I'd argue to say that that's not even bad at all. Not good. Not bad though. That's just mid. I can deal with being mid. You know, being mid is just a step before being good. Or, well, it's also a step before being bad, but that just depends on which direction you're heading in. So as long as I'm not getting any worse, it only gets better from here. Okay, maybe I just shouldn't draw the legs. I'll give it a shot. So she's wearing like these boot things. These like boot stockings. They're interesting. They'd be fun to wear. If you were a girl, I assume they would be fun to wear. Or I could wear them. It wouldn't be the worst thing ever. They actually look kind of like warm. They seem like more like girl clothing. It's probably just because Bernadette is wearing them. That's the context I know them in. That's probably why. Okay, for the record, you see that knee stroke I just did? I would not have known how to draw that if it weren't for the reference. No clue. And I get it, like, that's what the reference is for, blah, 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 but, like, I feel like that's something I should need to learn on my own. I'm never gonna remember that. You know? And then, like, the clothing just then. I wouldn't have really thought to make it crumple if, once again, it weren't for the reference. And then, figure kind of like... deviating from the reference. You might be able to tell because you might notice it's getting worse. Just not gonna look at the reference for this one. Just gonna hold back the urge to stare directly into the reference's eyes so that I can learn how to draw a proper leg. Not me using my own work as a reference, because I can't look at the reference. I would never. You won't catch me doing that, because you can't see me get destroyed. Oh my gosh. I'm savage. Gosh, that's such a cringe term. If you call yourself savage, you're just trying to be savage. You're not actually savage. And I feel like that's kind of cringe. You know? That's just me, though. not leg 1 reference. Looking way better than leg 2. No reference. Couldn't be me. Whatever. Now the part we've all been waiting for. The coloring. Oh, and it's almost 4. Which means that I'm almost done. So, I guess the coloring will be the last thing I'm gonna do. Which is, to be entirely fair, already was gonna be the last thing I was gonna do. So, nothing has really changed. Thanks to it being almost 4. Gosh, you really can't use the paint tool on something with so many lines. With the dark color, at least. The light color you don't really notice, but... yeah, Magma's paint tool. Not the best thing ever, but that it is really hard to find a good paint tool. Even Ibis's makes mistakes here and there. I mean, it's definitely better than Magma, but it's nothing to squawk over. It's like this is a bad paint tool, that's like a mid paint tool. A good paint tool would be one that doesn't really miss any spots, like most of the time, like the majority. Even if you're drawing like an acute angle or something, it's gonna color that in. That would be a good paint tool. I'm yet to find a good paint tool. You know, a paint tool that does its job fully and completely, that is. I feel like there should be settings for paint tools, you know, like it should be able to either... there should be 3 settings. 1, it fills the whole, it fills everything, like it's per layer, you know. 2, it's not per layer. It will fill if like there's a separation anywhere, you know, like so it's just like what you see is what you get, not what you have on your layer is what you get, you know. And then lastly, there should be a, and you know, that's the first thing. The second thing, there should be a setting for like it should fill exactly, like it should have like a sensitivity type thing, and there have been ones with that, so that's why I mention it. Like it should, like, if there's like a really strong correlation between the color that you clicked on and the color that is next to it, it should fill that in too, you know, to a certain extent, and you can like adjust to that extent. And then there should be one so that like if you wanted it to like literally only fill the exact color, it would do that. But if you wanted it to fill like basically anything that looked like that color, it would do that as well, you know. Like if you had a really nicely shaded like drawing of like an anime character, if you clicked on their face and you wanted to make it green for some reason, it would turn that green, and it obviously wouldn't be shaded, but it would do the right thing. It would work as intended, you know. This is a tough to pair too, isn't it? You silly Willy, you can't get away from me. Yeah, that would... I have a lot of critiques for all the different paint tools that there are. Paint bucket tools. But hey, what are you gonna do? Nothing. That's right, you're gonna do nothing. Neither am I. I mean, and so am I. I'm also doing nothing, to clarify. Ooh, whatever they've done for the shading on this drawing is making this really hard to replicate. It's almost like it's got a... like just a hint of blue to it. Yeah. We'll go with that. I feel like that's not quite dark enough. Yeah. Yeah, that's nice. That's way better. I think. I don't know. Yeah, that's like the only color in this whole thing, really. That color, whatever color that is, and I've obviously done it too dark, but that's like the whole drawing. That's it. For those of you who watch this later or watching this now, if you have any tips or tricks on how to not bore everyone to death, which is what I assume I'm doing, I hope not, but I mean, I wouldn't watch this. I can be honest about that. If you have any tips or tricks, let me know. I am perfectly open to improving in any way I can. Like, I swear I'm not this boring of a person. I just don't. I'm new to this. I gotta figure it out. And if anyone can contribute to that figuring it out, you know, I would appreciate it. And I mean, there are obviously some things that I can improve that are just me being lazy, like, ooh, I wonder what to draw on stream, you know, like I probably should plan that kind of thing beforehand, or like charging my iPad, or my awful background music. I mean, let's all admit, it's not good. It's very repetitive, it's literally a 30-second loop, it could not be much worse. But, you can ignore it, so that's a plus. But yeah. So, any critiques of my streams, feel free to, I would say drop them in the comments below, but I don't know if I want that. Because if you do that, then my comments will be filled with critiques. Hey, you know what? It's fine. I asked for it, so just say, to answer your question, and then write the comment or something like that, you know? Or like, since you asked, blah blah blah, you know? So that it doesn't look like you're just all saying that my stream sucked. Even if it did. And by all, I mean the one person who's probably gonna look at this. Because you're the one person who I trust with my channel so far. Maybe I got like trust issues or something. Because I feel like if I showed this to anyone who I knew, I would be mocked. Or made fun of in some sense. That's just me, though. I mean, yes, I know you, obviously, but like, whatever. I should probably stop talking about third parties on my stream. That's probably pretty boring. What's something fun and interesting to talk about? There's anime, I guess, but I haven't watched a ton of it lately. I mean, I think the most recent thing I've seen is Iruma-kun, or Welcome to Demon School Iruma-kun, or like Mighty Mashita Iruma-kun, if you want the Japanese title. That's a great anime. I recommend it. It's got everything, you know? It's got romance, and it's not like awful, you know? It's a well done romance. It's got action, which is the main point, obviously, but well, not obviously, you haven't seen it, but if you watch the show, it's obvious that the action type thing, like the whole learning thing, is like the main point of the show. It's like, imagine My Hero Academia, but if it didn't suck and if Deku wasn't a crybaby, you know? It's like that. Like, basically, to give you a plot summary, Iruma is like this human kid whose parents are so awful that they literally sell him off to a demon for some quick cash. But he ends up like getting to join in with like the demons secretly, and like go to like demon school. And his like grandpa guy who basically adopted him gives him like magic and whatnot. It's cool, and ends up actually becoming very like strong and popular and whatnot, as you would expect of a main character. Um, I don't know, and it's like this whole thing. It's cool, and I don't know. You get to see him like grow and become like better as a person, and I kind of have like I like all of the characters a lot because most of them aren't terrible people, and I am personally partial to people who are nice. And the main character is literally only nice. I don't think he knows how to do otherwise. But I don't know. What I'm saying is I like the show. You should go watch it. The action is really good, actually, believe it or not. And like the plot is really well done. And I mean, they do have, of course, this one part where it's like a tournament type thing, and like that can get kind of boring, as you've seen with like My Hero Academia. If you've seen that, like, oh my gosh, that was a whole season. That stupid tournament thing, whatever they were doing, like the race, whatever that was a whole season. Can you believe that? That was the training arc leading into that, and then that was an entire season. I couldn't believe it. It was all filler, and I don't feel like Idama-kun does that, and I like it a lot better for that. Other anime I've seen? Hmm. I mean, I guess some of my personal favorites. I know a lot of people don't like it, but Dragon Maid is great. It's just really cute, you know. And like for the people who are like, oh, but like Ilulu, like she's too ridiculously proportioned. I don't really care. It's not really something I notice. It's not the reason I'm watching the show, so I just ignore it. I put it off to the side, you know. I like the Kobayashi and Toru dynamic. Um I don't know, I like Elma, she's funny. Like it's reasons like that why I watch the show, you know? And so I don't really think like yes the other parts are in it, but you don't have to pay attention to it. You don't have to like think about those parts. They're not important parts, you know? The parts that you don't approve of or something. That's one thing I've never understood about people who watch shows like that. They watch it and they see that or something and then they just won't watch the rest. Or they just will say it's an awful show just because of that. You can't abandon a show just because you see one thing in it you don't like. Or maybe it's a plethora of things you don't like. But if there's one really good thing in the show, I think that at that point it's still worth watching. You don't have to pay attention to the parts that you don't like. You can ignore those. Maybe you're just not good at ignoring things like that. But personally, I can't understand it. Like, if you think the show is boring, maybe, like if nothing happens in the show, so that's why you don't want to watch it, that I could understand. Or if you think it's like just not funny, you don't get the humor maybe, because it's like some of the stuff in there is like every Japanese show is gonna have humor that's more centered around being like Japanese things, you know, like maybe there's a joke on kanji or something, or like a cultural reference, you know, like that we don't get. But like I don't think there's too many of those in the show. Regardless though, if that's like something that you don't really want to watch it for, that's fine. Don't watch it. I understand. But if you're like this one character goes against my or if you like if there's like a character dynamic that you don't like, you have a few options. A, don't watch those parts. That's just very easy. Just don't. just skip past them, you know? Or you could, just watch them and ignore the parts of it that you think are wrong or weird or questionable or whatever you think, and pay attention to the parts that you like, Like, I don't know, you might think like, wow, it's really weird that like Kobayashi, like, that one scene in the bar in the first episode with Toru, you might think like, wow, that's really weird. Why'd they put that in? Like, that's kind of, I don't like that, And I thought that when I watched it, but I just ignored it because I'm like, whoa, why'd they do that? And then just kept watching because I thought like Toru and Kobayashi were like cute, you know. And that's why I watch the show. I watch it for that, and people don't understand that. I don't get why. You have you if you I don't know why people aren't as good at tuning things out as I am, but I'm really good at doing that when I'm watching shows like that. Like, I've seen some weird shows. Like, I've watched, like, Monster Musume, and I'm like, wow, this show's adorable. And people are like, you've watched that? And I don't really think twice about it, because it's not really something that I cared about a lot in the show. The fact that the show's, weird or something. I thought the characters were fun, and I thought the relations were fun, And, like, Sue is adorable. And I mean, yes, she has that one weird Monster Musume aspect about her, if you know what I'm talking about, if you've seen the show. But it's not really something I cared about. I just thought, like, she was this, like, cute, innocent little character. And, like, I don't know, she was adorable. Like, same with, like, Poppy the Harpy. Like, adorable. Like, those two being best friends was so funny in the show. Like, it was, I know I've said this, like, 3 times, but it was adorable. And that's probably weird to say for, like, a show that's usually categorized as ecchi. But I think it was, like, cute, and or like the fact that like Mia was like obsessed with like the main character. I thought it was cute, You don't have to pay attention to like the questionable aspects of a show to watch it. You can enjoy a show without paying attention to those things. You don't even have to enjoy those things. You can ignore them entirely. If you can ignore them entirely, the show is still enjoyable. Those kind of shows. You can watch them, and I mean, there is nothing wrong with watching them for the more sus aspects of the show. Like, I'm not trying to criticize people who are like watching an ecchi because it's an ecchi. That's not a problem. It's like, you do you. You're probably kind of weird IRL, or maybe you're not. But I'm not gonna judge it. That's something. It's fine. You know. But if you're against a show just because of something like that, I don't know, I feel like you're just looking at the show wrong. I feel like you're the problem, not the show. Like, you don't understand the show. Or maybe you do understand the show and the reason why it was made, and maybe you're just looking too hard into that. Maybe you just need to get better at ignoring things. That's really what it comes down to. I can ignore things really easily. I have a very high tolerance. And I guess a lot of people just don't have that. Maybe that's just something I don't understand. I don't know. My point is, give a show a chance, I guess. Try to block those things out if you don't like them. And if you can't do that, then that's fine. Go watch another show. Like, I've been watching some movies that, like, for one of my classes. One of them was like this movie from China. It was like Lust Caution or something like that. Oh my gosh, that movie was just the worst. Like, it was basically unwatchable for some scenes, at least, due to how just graphic it was. It was just not. It was awful. It wasn't enjoyable in the least. but I was able to watch the whole movie because I could, like, I couldn't ignore those things, but I could bear them, you know? At that point, I wasn't even at a stage where I could ignore it anymore because it was that bad. But if you can so much as bear it, that's probably good enough, you know, to watch the show. And I don't think I enjoyed the show because of that, but you can still watch it. And then once you've seen the full thing, you have the right to say, wow, this show is balls. And it was. That show sucked. I mean, not a show, it was a movie, but you get my point. Everyone calls things a show. I don't know. I just feel like if you haven't really fully immersed yourself or haven't really given it a chance just because of something like that, you don't really have the right to say it's bad. You don't really have the right to say, like, people who watch that are weird, you know? That's just me, though. I don't know. Sorry to give such a hot take in the middle of my drawing stream, but that's always been something that's bugged me. Why people can't just let something like that go. It's, at least for me, easy to ignore it. Easier to ignore it than to pay attention to it, you know? And if you can't ignore it, then at least see it through and confirm that it was bad. I don't know. Like, there was another movie I had to watch, like, that I stopped watching because it was too boring. That I can understand. If the movie sucks, don't watch it, you know? Like, if it's got no plot, don't keep watching. But if you think, if all you see is something like that, it's not the movie sucking. It's just that part of the movie sucking. The movie, like, I think what makes a show or a movie suck is if it's not going anywhere, if it's not doing anything, you know? If it's too slow, if the story's not interesting, if the characters are basic, things like that. That's what makes something boring. What makes it unwatchable. What makes it bad. You know, it's not bad just because it's not aligned with your moral compass or something. I don't know. That's not what makes something bad. In my opinion, at least. I don't know. I guess I'm almost done with this actually. I've only got her weird complicated stomach item left. I really don't know what this thing is called. I don't know names of clothes. I don't know how to draw clothes. I don't know what clothes look like. I just draw what I draw. And I'm sure that was the most interesting sentence you've heard all day. You're probably like, wow, he really just said something. And that was something I cared about and was interested in. That's probably what you're thinking right now, right? You're like, wow, this was so cool. I hope he says something like that again sometime. Very deep, very important, very cool beans. So cool that they actually froze my refrigerator. That's right, the beans were cooler than the refrigerator was. Dang right. Get those cool freezing beans. They ain't cool anymore, they're cold. They're cold beans. Is that bad? Is that worse? Is cool beans better than cold beans? I feel like if it's cool beans, it's like not gonna go into hot beans, you know? But I don't get why cool beans are so good either, though. Just dissecting this phrase, by the way. Probably thinking, wow, Who says cool beans? And I will tell you, um, if you've ever played Minecraft Story Mode, that's where I got it from. That's the origin. I would have never heard that phrase in my life had it not been for Minecraft Story Mode. I played that years ago, didn't like right when it was coming out, and it was so much fun. But then they kept adding, and it always costed more. Like when you make a game, isn't the game supposed to like, I don't know, end or anything of that sort? Like they just kept coming out with it. I couldn't keep up with it, and honestly, the gameplay wasn't exactly thrilling. It was just like an animated visual novel. And I know it's like, wow, big whoop. Obviously, that's what it was about. No kidding. I'm not fooling anyone with that one. But like, it's just kind of boring as well. Was the only issue. Like, it was a boring animated visual novel. I mean, it was fun, but it wasn't anything crazy. I guess is really what it comes down to. I mean, it was what it was, and that was it. It was nothing more. It was. I mean, there were references here and there to like things that Minecraft players would know. It's like, haha, wow, they just talked about surviving underwater with a torch. Wow, what a cool reference. We've all done that at some point in like very far past updates, but I don't know. It's like not a great game looking back on it. Well, I guess that's it then. And in case you couldn't tell, this drawing is officially, hold on, I did notice one minor thing, but after I fix that, this drawing is officially completed. That is as far as I'm going with this drawing. I'm not doing shading. I can't. I'm too bad at shading. But yeah. Lucky for me, I didn't copy the source material exactly, so I'm happy about that. I mean, the legs definitely took major inspiration, and the design obviously is pretty well the same. Honestly, I think the only thing that really differed was the arms, but I'm not going to worry about it. You know, it's a drawing. It's good enough. Whatever. I hope that you have, for those who watched or watched it afterwards, I hope you've enjoyed the stream. Um, I'm gonna, I'm gonna log off now. Have a great day. I need to work on my outro skills. Bye.